Hello, we're back in Halo 2, and there's one detail about Halo 2 that I really don't see much people talk about, but once you notice this, you probably won't be able to unsee it. And it has to do with these bodies here, specifically the elites and brutes. So with these elites here, it has to do with their eyeballs, actually. Notice how this elite has a completely black eye. Well, all the elites in Halo 2 have black eyes. However, this only has to do with, the grunt elites, the elite army. The main characters, like the Arbiter, actually do have mottled eyes. And the nameless brutes you fight in this game also just have textureless, like black or very dark orange eyeballs. While the main character, Tartarus, has fully modeled and detailed bright orange eyes. The grunts also have black eyes, but there's not really a main character grunt to, be a main character. So if you look at characters like the Arbiter, Tartarus, they have fully modeled eyes. But, like I just explained, the nameless elites in the game just have textureless black eyes. And I believe it's only Halo 2 that does this. The aliens in Halo 1 also had textureless or just one color eyeballs, but there wasn't really main character Covenant in that game. So I think this is actually genius what Halo 2 is doing. This doesn't happen in Halo 3 or onward. But the reason why I think this is genius is because it makes the main characters have more personality to them, more character. They actually have like eyeballs, whereas the mass hordes of Covenant you have, they don't have names or faces, individual faces. They're just like nameless hordes of aliens you fight, and giving them black eyes kind of just signifies this even more. It's almost like you're fighting wild animals rather than actual elites with personalities, because just by the eyeball signifies they are not a main character. And they're supposed to be just hordes of aliens you fight without thinking about their personalities or families. And Halo 2 does this really well with this little detail a lot of people miss. These elites just have black eyes like they're, I don't know, deer or something. Deers have eyeballs, but when you're looking at them from far away, it's just like, this characterless being. Unless you get up close, like the Arbiter, and then it's a main character. And you can further tell this by his modeled eyes that gives him more depth in his character. I also want to kind of delve into another facet of this topic. I was talking to somebody online who believes that the black eyes might be an error, actually. But there's not much evidence for this other than the elite texture does have a modeled eyeball, but it's not used. You can't really say it was intended to be used because Halo 2 has a lot of cut stuff, but you can't confidently say that something that was cut was like supposed to be in the game. It was cut for a reason. So they might have just decided not to use the textured eye, and like I said, give the mass of elites just, less character actually, to, help signify that they're just a nameless army character. And you're not supposed to really think about the individuality of the mass of elites you kill. Or brutes. It also is on brutes and grunts. But yeah, just about all. The Jackal is actually different. The Jackal does have like a modeled bright pink eyeball for some reason, but they're Jackals. They're supposed to have bright eyes. But for the elites, grunts, and brutes, unless they're a main character in Halo 2, they're not going to have modeled eyeballs. Which is genius, actually, in my opinion. But yeah, that's just something quick I want to talk about.